your demons. What I have is a rash on my face. I don't think that I can do it today. Just the mental fortitude. I guess when you do something repeatedly, it does kind of turn it into a habit. It's changed my life. Okay, at the beginning of this year, I was like, you know, something I've always wanted to do is make YouTube videos. I love YouTube videos. I love watching them. I have felt really connected to people who have made YouTube videos over the years. And like, deeply in my heart, I just want to be seen and understood. You know what I mean? And like, I just like to make videos. I think it's fun. And so I was like, okay, that's going to be one of my resolutions for this year is I'm finally going to start making YouTube videos, even if they're just dumb and kind of meaningless and just for me, right? Like, howdy, my name is Mike and I have commitment issues. What does that have to do with walking for 30 days? Well, I'll tell you. I started this on January 7th of this year, and today is April 3rd. So something that was supposed to take me 30 days with like maybe a couple days of editing afterwards and posting it took me 86 days. So it's been 86 days since I started doing this. Why did it take me so long? Because I was so worried and consumed with like making this good, with making this like a good video, something I was excited to share, proud to share, filming an intro and an outro and a voice. I don't know why I'm so concerned with that. Because the whole reason that I wanted to make YouTube videos is just because like, I want to be more vulnerable, you know? I want to put myself out there. I want to be seen and understood. And apparently that's really scary for me because instead of just doing that, I was trying to curate everything so that it turned into this really like beautiful cinematic video, which makes no sense because I have to film this on my phone. I have to film it in the like 10 minutes that I have before going into one of my jobs. You know, I don't have equipment, I don't have anything. I'm just doing this, you know, I'm just trying to do it for fun. Just gonna do this today. I'm gonna watch all the clips that I edited together and I'm just gonna kind of like talk through it and hope that teaches me to just actually be vulnerable. Without further ado, let's tune back to Mike on the very first day of doing this. Hello, welcome to day 1 of my walking for 30 days for 1 hour challenge that I just invented for myself. I'm nervous because I'm the kind of person who I always feel so much momentum at the start of something. Like I'm really excited about it, and then as time goes on, I get less and less excited. So okay, I'm already hopping in here. Okay, I'm already hopping in here to say the foreshadowing from day 1 goes crazy. I think in addition to all of the other benefits I am sure that I will reap from this, I'm hoping, you know, mostly that I can see the beauty in staying committed to something. Also, somebody had a car here that said carry it like it's 1776, and I'm a little worried. I'm excited to go on this beautiful trail, walk for an hour, and see how I feel. So let's go. Okay, sorry, you can hear my breathing because I guess I'm more out of shape than I thought. Okay, I'm back, and something I learned is to bring a different form of hydration besides my pre-workout because I really get I'm sweating, I saw some nature, and I'm feeling better than I was before, that's for sure. So day 2 and 3, just regular schmegular days of me walking, and then day 4 is when I learned the first reason this is going to be really challenging. Okay, it's day 4 or 5 of me doing this walking challenge, and something that I am almost like a little frustrated with myself about is my brain is really in efficiency mode all the time. Like, maybe it doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but it seems like a lot to me. It's a lot to carve out an hour out of my day, and I feel like guilty. And I feel myself trying to think of ways that I can make this more efficient. Like, can I be doing work while I'm doing this? And like, frankly, sometimes I have to. Sometimes I have to take a work call while I'm doing this, or, you know, be editing copy or doing something. And today I'm just really like, okay, what do I need to do? Well, I'm on my walk. Like, how can I use this time for anything else besides the point of it, which is just to chill. So you guessed it, instead of chilling, like I said I would, the next day this happens. All right, today is a proper hike, brothers. All right, another thought I'm having. I don't know if you can see, but the cars are all the way down there. And my two little legs brought me all the way from down there to up here. You know? And I'm just really grateful for that. Sorry, that was cheesy. Okay, so obviously I didn't chill like I said I would. I went on a proper hike, and then the next day I drove 30 minutes to walk on the beach instead of chilling. But, I mean, just oogle at the splendors of California. And then the next day I got attacked. Today is an interesting one because I have to split up my walk into two sections. I'm gonna have to do 30 minutes now and 30 minutes later after a dance audition, which I know is gonna be really challenging, but I am gonna push myself to do it. Well, I didn't go for a walk yesterday. Afterwards, after my audition, I was going to, and I could have, and I intended to, but the audition was just, it kind of wrecked my body a little bit. I was tired. Got to thinking, like, you know, what was the point of doing this? The point of doing this, trying to walk an hour every day, was not so much about the walking, but about the designating an hour to myself to rest. And if that rest is gonna become stress, like I'm stressed that, oh, I gotta go home and I gotta walk the 30 additional minutes and be stressed about it, I just didn't see the point. So now this is just me here to say it's okay to not do everything beautifully perfect, excellent all the time. You know, it still matters that I'm out here doing it, you know? Maybe you can tell, but in that last clip, I actually wasn't okay. I felt really bad about myself, even though I didn't ever really dictate the true parameters of what this challenge was. So it was up to me to decide whether or not I quote-unquote failed. But again, you know, I'm just learning about myself through this and seeing the splendors of California. And to add on to that, I want to say that I agree with everything that I said in that clip now, upon reflection. I just want to be honest and say I have a gift, maybe, of just feeling really guilty about stuff that I don't need to feel guilty for. Nobody told me to feel guilty about this. I'm the one who set out to do this challenge for myself, and I couldn't do it perfectly because I got a lot of crap going on, you know? And I'm happy now that through doing this challenge, honestly, through just walking for 30 days, and spoiler alert, obviously it took me more than 30 days consecutively to do this. But through doing this, I have really learned how to be nicer to myself and realize that failure is subjective in a lot of cases, especially when you're trying to do something yourself, you know? And it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter sort of how you get there, right? It doesn't matter that I didn't walk consecutively for 30 days. What matters is that I kept going and I kept doing it. I'm not gonna lie, today I am kind of just feeling like shit. I don't feel good. I don't feel motivated. I feel sad. And I'm sort of at this point where I'm like, what's the point of this? What's the point of anything? And so to combat that, I don't know. I had the idea, like, why don't I put some purpose into my walking challenge that I'm doing, and I decided to bring some latex gloves and a bag and pick up some trash along the way. And I've just gone from my car to the front of the building, and check out my bounty thus far. Okay, it doesn't look that impressive, but it's like already full, essentially. You know, this is not me being like, be a good Samaritan, I'm so good, look at me. It's like, I know it's silly, and I don't know, I'm feeling pessimistic today, and I'm like, really, genuinely, what is the point? But like, if I can save one little birdie from choking on a cigarette, then that might help the ecosystem that we live in and love, and maybe that will inspire someone else to pick up some trash. All right, I literally just went around the perimeter of the building for like, frankly, less than 5 minutes, and my bag is already filled with shit. I mean this so deeply with my whole chest. If you litter on purpose, I understand accidents happen sometimes. Stuff just slips out of your bag. But if you litter and you know you're littering, you're cursed. Now, this is the part where I need you to stay with me. Just know I have so much healing to do. And when I'm on these walks and I'm thinking about, you know, the past and what I want my future to look like, I have recognized some pretty ugly patterns that I have kept up that have seriously hurt those around me. And it's like embarrassing, I guess, to say that, and at the same time, I know that everybody makes mistakes, and it's always going to feel like the mistakes that you've made are like the worst ones in the world, right? And you don't deserve forgiveness. And sometimes you don't. Like, I don't know, sometimes I don't. I'm not seeking forgiveness, but okay, so I cut off that last clip because really I just kind of go into all the different mistakes that I've made in my life and the negative habits that I formed and how I want to get over it. I want to get over myself, essentially. And I'm going to talk over the first part of this clip because the wind was winding today. But really all I was saying is I didn't feel like going on a walk today because of sort of the, you know, the aforementioned reflection upon myself and how hard that was for me, but ultimately I was really happy that I did. Go figure. Why I needed to, because doing my little 1 hour walks is very centering for me, so I am ultimately happy because, you know, I do just feel better being out here even for like 5 minutes. Tomorrow I'm gonna be on an airplane all day, so my only walking is going to be through the airport, so I'm trying to soak up a nice outside walk today while I can, so see you tomorrow. Hi, tomorrow. Here I am in the airport. Now, granted, I think I only collectively walked about 30 minutes to and fro this airport. The little section was not too big, but like, shout out to me for this B-roll. Am I right? So another note about how I sort of tracked this challenge, because as we know now, obviously I didn't do it consecutively for the 30 days, and also sometimes I would only do half of the allotted time because that was genuinely all that I could fit in. So for example, when I walked through the airport, that was only 30 minutes, so I only counted it towards half. And so I had a little break from the walking challenge because I was on a vacation with my family, and I thought, no worries, because I'll just jump right back into it as soon as I get home, and that didn't happen. Full transparency, I have not done my walking in about a week, mostly because I was with my family. So technically I was walking more than an hour a day, but it wasn't the, you know, sort of intentional time and space that this whole thing was really supposed to be about. And when I got back, there have just been some certain life changes. Feeling really sad. I've been feeling really sad. I've been feeling really hopeless and worthless and really sorry more than anything. You know, I think the last time I found myself talking which I'm having this internal mess. Like, I'm just like, what is the point, you know? And I'm trying to fight through that. But sorry, I was feeling shitty about the person that I've been. I probably touched on this, and to reiterate, it's because I'm so afraid to just sit in sadness and sit in stillness. I think starting this challenge, and not to sound silly, but I think it was a part of my internal self really being like, dude, you have got to face your demons, you know? And again, like, I'm not talking about this in a way of like, I am pitying myself or I feel sorry for myself. Like, I'm really just trying to take accountability that like so much of the shitty stuff I have done, it's on me, it's my fault. It's because I was unwilling to be uncomfortable, and I was unwilling to sit in sadness and stillness, and because of that, I've caused so much pain for others, and I just don't want to fucking do that anymore. And so I'm just trying to actually be sad. I cut off that there because that is a lot to take in. It's kind of hard for me to watch these back, but it's really important. You know, I was like really deep in the trenches of this at this point, of me being really ashamed and holding a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. And, you know, at this point, we're in sort of like the meat and potatoes of doing this challenge, of making this video. It's like, this is the point where I understand why it's been so hard, like why it was so hard for me during this challenge to really like have time to think to myself and be honest, why it's so hard to make this fucking and just like do it, you know, and finish it. And it's because it's so hard for me to be honest and to be vulnerable. I'm not a therapist, right? I don't know. But what I do know is at this point in this journey of me walking, I'm finally starting to feel like a better person and more healed, and at the very least, just more self-aware. Next two clips I've also drastically reduced in size because it was a lot of going back and forth about feeling bad about myself and then trying to make myself feel better, but then feeling so guilty, and it's just a lot to watch. And so I've included some of the really beautiful hindsights that I did have that I still stand by today. But in the spirit of honesty, gotta be honest and gotta apologize no matter how it's received, you know? And I gotta release the idea that it needs to be received well, because it just frankly doesn't, and maybe I don't even deserve that, who knows. But I also wanted to, I'm gonna stop walking here because I'm by my favorite tree. I wanted to shine light on, I have so many people in my life who do forgive me, and I'm so fucking lucky for that, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people make mistakes and they don't have a community to support them. Like, sincerely, my hope is to alleviate the burden maybe that you feel of, like, it's a cliche, but some people just do not like you. They do not, it is not a part of their journey to understand you and see you. That doesn't mean that you're not worthy or deserving of being seen, of being understood, and being forgiven. It just means that those people aren't going to do it. And that's okay. And you can release that and move on and just do better for the people who are in your life, who love you, who want to see you succeed. And I just need to focus on that. And I hope that that means something. Bye. I'm editing this now, and I'm realizing that out of context, those two clips don't really make sense. So to contextualize, I was thinking about why it's so hard for me to be honest and vulnerable, and a lot of the reason is because I feel a lot of guilt when I do, because sometimes honesty can hurt people. sometimes honesty doesn't feel good for everybody, and through evading those negative feelings that might erupt to both my detriment, but most importantly, the detriment of others, I have been really dishonest in my life. So it's not even just a lack of like wanting to be vulnerable, it's that I will be dishonest about things, and that has really bit me in the butt. So those clips were me, and a lot of this video, frankly, in the walking portion, is me working through that guilt and realizing that it's okay to be honest because I deserve to, and ultimately it's better for everybody. So hopefully that makes sense. Unfortunately, I only have 15 minutes for my walk today. You know, and obviously I have given up on being super militant about, you know, sticking with this challenge parameters fully and seamlessly. But it's interesting because I'm genuinely just bummed because I really look forward to this hour by myself out in nature. So finally, we're on the up and up in terms of my attitude, but I got a lot of walk-in to make up, and so make up for it I do. And then on day 19, baby, woo, some magical stuff happens. I'm gonna film a walking clip, but look, you can see little paw prints, little deer tracks maybe. Wow, there's the fox. I didn't include it, but also on that walk that day, I saw 2 deer just nibbling on some foliage. It was really stunning. Day 21, I am lamenting again about how I'm having a hard time and I don't want to do it, but I do. Good on me. And I get a sign from the universe, okay? I started this January 7th and it's February 11th. So, you know, I've missed some days, but and to be honest with you, I don't think that I can do it today. I don't know, maybe I can, maybe I will. Something, and I'm like, what is the point of this? I was walking and I saw a bunch of woodpeckers. You know, they like really stood out. One was sitting, it was like right in front of me. And I hadn't seen one in so long, like since I was a kid, I think. And then today I saw like 5 up in a tree. So I was like, that has to mean something, right? So I looked it up. It was saying like, don't be quiet and don't feel alone because you deserve to be heard, essentially. And there are people out there who will listen and want to support you, and like everything's gonna be okay. Woodpecker might come up when you don't know what to do or what action to take, and that's exactly how I'm feeling. Like I've been delaying making this video, editing it, because I don't know what it means. I don't know if it means anything or if it matters. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know if anyone cares. You know, I don't know if I just sound like an asshole. I'm gonna trust that that's them telling me to just go with it, you know? So that's what I'm doing. And then I see another beautiful bird. I'm telling you, from this point on, I kind of finally was like, you know, fuck it. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to face my hardships, but also embrace the good times. From my calculations, since I started this on January 7th, and for context, it is now January 18th, I've only walked the 23 days, and that's okay. So I have 7 days to go, I have a week, and you know, this is a learning lesson for me. I set very unstrict parameters for this, which is a beautiful thing, and it worked with my lifestyle because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do this every day. But for the sake of really like challenging myself, I am going to walk every day consecutively 7 days a week to finish this thing out. I think that's a beautiful way to end it, and again is sort of in the theme of, you know, I'm just learning. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning, I'm adapting, and I'm trying to be, you know, the highest, best version of myself that I possibly can. So, and here I go walking, heads down, 1 hour every day consecutively from this point forth. And on day 27, I have a really beautiful moment of gratitude. Thinking about, in the context of my life, I'm really gracious, you know. I'm really grateful that this is even feasible for me in the time that it is, because there's a long time in my life where it was not. So, thoughts. It's here that I learned that two things can be true at once. I can have had a really hard time, but also had really beautiful moments in that hard time. I can have made some shitty mistakes and decisions, but still be a person who's worthy of growing and worthy of good things happening to them. I can also have finished this challenge and also sort of not, and all of it's okay. Hey team, taking a bit of respite with one of my favorite trees here to say that this is it. This is my 30th day of doing my walking challenge. First I was like, this is anticlimactic, you know. I didn't wear a special outfit or plan a special, you know, pick up trash maneuver or go to somewhere different than I normally do for my walking. But you know what? It kind of makes sense, right? It's kind of poetic in that one of the things that I was really trying to instill in myself in doing this is that, you know, it's okay to take a breath. It's okay to take a second and just admire a leaf or admire a bird, and like focusing so much on the ending day, right? Like when you're on a hike, focusing so much on getting to the summit, you miss all of the beautiful streams and bushes and flowers along the way if you're just so hyper-focused. And so in a way, it's nice that today I just, you know, I was excited to go on my walk, on my hour-long walk. I was excited to have the nice self-care time. For now, you know, I'm just really thankful. I'm thankful that I'm able to walk. I'm thankful that I live in a place where it's so beautiful to walk. And I'm thankful that I challenged myself to do something, even if I didn't complete it perfectly. So, I'm gonna finish out this last walk here, and, you know, I'll check back to close out and do some deep thinking. I love this tree. And a few final thoughts on this last day. This changed my life. Because of this, I allowed myself to be introspective. Because I allowed myself to be introspective, I thought about my mistakes head on. I didn't avoid them. I felt the real pain of making mistakes. I felt the real pain of what happened to me, all the pain that I've endured. And because I have confronted those things, I have begun to actually try to heal, and I've begun to really forgive myself, you know, and really love myself. I, just like everybody, I'm deserving of love, and I'm deserving of forgiveness, and I deserve to give myself an hour of the day to just be and exist. So now here we are. That clip was taken on February 24th of this year, which means it has been 38 days since I actually completed the walking portion of this challenge. And today, April 3rd, is when I finally complete, I guess, the even harder part of the challenge, which is just making this video as I intended to. But as I mentioned in that last clip, you know, the past 38 days has just been a continuation of me learning to forgive myself, man, like to release the guilt and you know, wake up and instead of feeling so guilty that it's taken me so long to do this, just doing it and getting it done. You know, as I said before, I think it doesn't matter how long it takes you. It just matters that you've done it. And I've done it. I could cry about it. So thank you for watching if you did. I know this was 30 minutes of me talking about myself and a lot of back and forth, but really I hope that if somebody does watch this besides my beautiful partner and my mom, I hope it inspires you to just be nice to yourself. You know, it's okay to do things for yourself. It's okay to reflect on the mistakes you've made. And it's okay to learn and grow and try to be better. And with all that being said, let's go for a walk. Oh, good calf stretch.